Imagine trying to buy tonight's groceries, but the only way to pay is by dragging a 1,000-pound cow to the checkout line. For a huge stretch of human history, that was the reality of trade. Before shops or banks, humans relied on the barter system. If you had an excess of wheat and needed a pair of shoes, your only option was to find a shoemaker who happened to need your grain. This creates the double coincidence of wants. You might be a tent maker who wants carrots for dinner, but the farmer wants shoes, and the cobbler wants your wheat. As this flowchart illustrates, transactions often hit a dead end. Even if you found a match, there was the perishability problem. A farmer growing tomatoes couldn't save his wealth for the winter. In a matter of days, his capital would rot. Then there's the issue of divisibility. If you only needed a small bag of rice, you couldn't exactly slice a living cow in half to pay for it. These physical limitations, rotting goods, indivisible livestock, and mismatched needs stifled economic growth. Humanity needed a placeholder of value, a universal IOU to bridge the gap. The first solution was commodity money, everyday objects with universal practical value for survival. Moving this wealth required immense effort. In this photograph, a long caravan of camels marches across the desert, transporting commodities across ancient Africa and Asia. Here, workers harvest and stack large slabs of salt. Before refrigeration, salt was the only way to preserve meat, making these heavy blocks incredibly valuable. By agreeing to accept salt, people solved the matching problem of barter, but their wealth remained heavy, fragile, and tied to its physical use. Eventually, we traded survival goods for objects that were simply rare, durable, and pocket-sized. These cowry shells spread from the ocean to become a standard currency across multiple continents. They didn't rot, and because they were hard to find inland, their scarcity was built in. Ancient Chinese merchants went further, as seen in these rows of ancient bronze. They cast the metal into the shape of knives, but stripped away the sharp edge, turning a functional tool into a purely symbolic token. This shift showed that humanity would accept money with no practical survival use, provided everyone agreed it was scarce. On the Pacific Islands, the concept of money was pushed to a physical extreme with the rice stones. As you can see from the children standing next to it, these stone discs are taller than a human and weigh several tons. They were too heavy to be carried to a marketplace or tucked into a pocket. To use them, the islanders bypassed the physical world. The rock stayed in place, but the village updated their mental ledger of who owned it. Since the community recognized the transaction, the wealth transferred invisibly. The stone never moved. This system proved that once people agreed on a public record of ownership, the physical movement of money became unnecessary. Eventually, the rest of the world standardized scarcity through metal coins, like these gold pieces held in a grid. But moving gold was risky and inconvenient for long-distance trade. We replaced it with paper, like this 50 lire banknote, which served as a portable claim on value. Today, we use fiat currency. These notes cost almost nothing to produce and have no utility as food or tools. They aren't even backed by a physical commodity. This is where we rejoin the logic of the rice stones. A digital bank balance ticking upward is the modern version of that ancient ledger. It works because the government decrees it, and we collectively agree to trust the record. Whether it's a block of salt, a giant stone, or a digital entry, money is a shared idea. It functions only as long as we all continue to play along.